Hi, this is TK Whopper, and this is a new video from a new segment that I'm going to be calling Fundamentals. So in this segment, I'm going to show you one play that kind of embodies a whole play style. So this particular video is going to be called Going In When You're Low Health, and I'll show you the one play now. So we have a Nautilus jungle. No, they have a Nautilus jungle, and we have a Lee Sin, and he's invading and trying to fight. I flash over. I know we can kill the Nautilus, and here's where the important part. Lee Sin is running away at 98 health from a much healthier Malzahar. He's at 539, and I am at 350 health. So as you can see, Lee Sin starts running. He even gets lower, but then he turns it around, goes back in, and we kill Malzahar. And so what I'm going to talk to you in this video is why Lee Sin went back in, why it ended up in a kill, and what you should do in your gameplay when you're low health. So if we go back a bit and we play this video, we can see, alright, Nautilus is dead and he's got low health, but he has double buffs and he popped a potion. Right here is where he makes the critical decision to turn around. He stops running and he waits in the brush for Malzahar. Now, the reason this play ended up working out for us is for a couple of reasons. One, Malzahar right now, okay, this is a glitch. He doesn't have Ignite up, and I don't know if he has Flash up. But it doesn't really matter. Malzahar right now has 19 mana, which means he has no mana to cast any of his spells, which are 80, 90, and then 75. So he can't do anything to Lee Sin other than auto attack. Malzahar also, so if all he can do is auto attack, Lee Sin has passive lifesteal on his W, and he has a lot of damage on his other spells, so he can easily outduel the Malzahar, because he cannot use any spells. But the other thing to watch out for is if Malzahar had Ignite, which Malzahar doesn't right now, and the reason Lee Sin knows that Malzahar doesn't have Ignite is Malzahar had used Ignite on me earlier in the game, and so if we were coordinated, he would know that Malzahar's Ignite was down. I don't know if he did in this case, but if Malzahar had Ignite, he probably would have used it earlier. So the reason Lee Sin goes back in here, I'll show you the play again, is he uses his W first to get the lifesteal, and he just kind of obliterates Malzahar really fast. I'll show you that play one more time, because the lifesteal from his W is great enough that he isn't gonna die from auto attacks. From an Malzahar who all he has is auto attacks, he can't kill Lee Sin with a shield and with all of his spellbound. So that was just this particular play. What I'm going to tell you now is in your games when you should go back in and when you shouldn't. So the general time to go back in when you're low health is when your opponent can't do anything to you. That happens to be this particular case. Malzahar was and he didn't have Ignite. All he can do is auto attack, which does pretty much nothing. So Lee Sin goes back in because Malzahar is powerless to stop him. So if you know your opponent is or out of energy, if they're playing someone like Lee Sin and they have no summoners, all they can do is auto attack. And if they're not an AD based champion, they're not going to be able to kill you. So that's one time you would go back in. But just because they can only auto attack doesn't mean you're automatically going to live. It only works if it's like you have some kind of sustain. Like Lee Sin has his passive lifesteal, which is why he went back in. He knew he could out tank the damage. Now, the time when to not go back in is right here. Lee Sin chooses to turn around. If Lee Sin didn't know that Malzahar Ignite was down, he should not have gone back in, because Ignite would easily kill him. He's at 43 health, even with the shield, it does 110 damage. If you know the enemy has summoners up, you don't want to turn around. The only reason Lee Sin chose to turn around here, and the only reason it worked out, was Malzahar could literally do nothing. No Ignite, no mana. So, the times you don't want to turn around are when your opponent has mana or can do something, or when your opponent has summoners up, because that means they can kill you. Or if they're an AD based champion, then they could kill you. The times when you do want to go back in is, there's only one time when you want to go back in. When your opponent is helpless, when they only have, let's say, no mana, no energy, no summoners, they can't do anything to you. So, most of the time, you just gotta want to run here. Lee Sin could have ran here, he was gonna live, Malzahar wasn't gonna get the kill, and that would have been fine. So the only times you ever want to go back in and try and make a play is when you're sure that it's gonna work out for you. Like, Lee Sin was sure this would work out because Malzahar no Ignite. He can't do anything to him. But if he was unsure if Ignite was up or not, he should not have gone back in. Because it's always better to live than to give your opponents a kill. It's always better to live and not get a kill than to die and give your opponents a kill. So, this is just a little video. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think of it. This is my first time doing something like this. But I just want to inform the community on, like, just little tips on how to play this game. So this was a fundamental video about going in when you're low health, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you later.